This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Blackhand of the Mexican Mafia. Prison gang politics.
Hey folks, my name is Rene Enriquez, and you're watching Uncensored. Welcome back to another episode. We're going to do a brief profile on Henry Indio Carlos. Henry Indio Carlos is known as Indio from Sereno, Mexican Mafia member. And I'm doing this because he's up for parole, and I hope he gets it. I seriously doubt that he'll get parole. He's going to go before the BPH, and they're going to review everything that has to be reviewed in his case, particularly confidential information. And I think that's what's going to doom him, right? That, and he's an active Mexican Mafia member in good standing, and an influential member at that. But I do hope he gets it. Unlike a lot of people believe that I want to keep people in prison forever, and I do everything I can to keep them there. That's not the case. You know, if they earn their parole, then more power to them. I hope he gets to breathe free air one day, but he's up today, and I hope that he gets it. But the reality is, BPH is going to deny him for 3 to 5 years based on a complex variation of variables, right? There's so many variables, but I think the strongest thing going against him is that he's an active Mexican Mafia member on an active yard, and he probably has a ton of 1030s, which are confidential disclosure forms. They go in a confidential file that the inmate can't see. He gets a synopsis of what the information is contained and when it was received, through a debrief, through a confidential memo, whatever it was, right? But there's got to be a lot of that against him. And I don't think he's a good candidate. Honestly, I'm just speaking. I'm being realistic here. He's not a good candidate for parole. I have not heard of one active prison gang member receiving a positive grant or a favorable grant and recommendation for parole. And even if he passed the BPH, I seriously doubt that he would get past the governor's reversal panel. So we'll see what happens in his case. I'm going to run a call with him. This is Henry Indio Carlos and Tati Torres. Tati Torres was the first inmate eliminated at ADX in Florence. We'll be running a story on that as well. But in this call, you'll hear Henry Carlos opposing the induction of a new member because of the high dropout rate and flipping of new members, right? And this was after a spate of new members got in and dropped out, and the wave of me, Chino, and Angel dropping out. There were a lot of people defecting at the time. So Indio's grounded on solid principle, right? He's an old school traditionalist, and some of you may remember that I attempted to eliminate Henry back in 1992. Yeah, back in 1992 or 91 at the Criminal Courts building, I stabbed him approximately 27 or 28 times. May have been 29, I don't know. Fortunately, he survived. But, you know, one of the things that struck me most about Henry is that he stood up after, and he looked at me in the eye, and he says, "You ain't done shit." And he walked out of the cell on his own accord, right? And he stayed strong after that. See, the issue began when he attempted to eliminate Cuate Grajeda. Cuate Grajeda was under the impression that he was running the county jail, and he received that impression from Joe Morgan, right? This is what Cuate believed, that he was the boss at the county jail. And he told Henry in a kite, or verbally, si no te cuides, te va a caer el cielo. Something to that effect, like if you don't take care, the sky is going to fall on you. Henry interpreted that as a threat and did exactly what he was supposed to do. He took off on Daniel Grajeda. He caught Daniel Grajeda in the shower, stabbed him multiple times, had him on the floor. And what amazed me was that he didn't finish the job. He could have finished it. For some reason, he stopped, and that was Henry's unfolding right there. That's when Cuate came back, started politicking on Indio, and Cuate got into Black Dan Barella's ear, and Black Dan Barella asked me to take care of this. So I did take care of it. I subpoenaed Henry to court, and I took care of it there. much to his credit, Henry came right back and began politicking on me. I heard that from a number of different people. And one instance, Marquiquitos told me that Henry wanted to have me stabbed because I owed him $40. And I think it was over a drug debt or something. I don't know what it was, but it was minuscule, right? Marquiquitos ended up paying the debt and getting it quashed, but I knew deep in my heart that Henry was never going to let it go. But you got to give the man credit. He stood strong. He came out of that. Guate ended up getting washed up in the long run, and Henry survived. I dropped out. All of his enemies went away, right? And that's the mark of a good politician. I mean, Henry was a good brother, right? He was young. He was headstrong. At the time, we were both young and headstrong. And possibly why he ran into that encounter with Guate, right? He stood up when he was supposed to have just acquiesced or whatever, But he did the right thing, I'm not saying he should have acquiesced. He was threatened and he took off, and that's exactly what he was supposed to do. But I'm going to run this call between Tati and him, and you'll hear it and see how he functioned diplomatically, respectfully. He wasn't an oppositionist. He just held his ground, and he didn't change his vote for that. That person that was up for membership didn't get into the organization. And Tati ended up getting eliminated in ADX, the first Mexican Mafia member to be eliminated in ADX. And in fact, the only one since. There's only been one execution, to the best of my knowledge. I could be wrong. So for the fact checkers out there, I'm making that disclaimer right now. All right, let's run this call. See how you like it, folks, and I'll be back with some commentary at the end.
And them bottles are folding left and right, home, the new ones. Give it some time, bro. They don't...
hey, homie, let's get what you're gonna... I'm out with that.
Right.
Pero, ahora, lo que yo te quiero decir es, mucha, to me, yo voy con eso porque, yo soy de la escuela vieja,
right.
You know what I mean?
And that's where I came from, homie.
Yo y tú entendemos este jale.
Right.
Pero para explicarle a los canales jóvenes que están entrando, se le hace todo muy fácil.
They're trying to do it left and right, homie, because they like somebody and they haven't even been around that long themselves. And then later on that creates a controversy. Well, who was them to get these bottles and they haven't even been around not even 5 balas yet? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely do it.
That's why I had to bring it up, bro. Yeah. Hey, bro, I don't have nothing like to say like on the judgment part, but I just don't think it's right time right now for him. You know?
So ¿qué dijo el Little C?
El Little C, he said, hey, I told him, hey, Little C, check this out, homie. Right now, Charlie, right here on this one, wait a little while because I don't think the judgment's too, clear right now, and that's it.
Okay, so
he should have got back at you because he told me he was going to get back at you and W on that one.
No, he hasn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying, home. There's just no more communication.
I know. See, Javier and are important, isn't it?
Right, that's important.
Because it's for our benefit and everything. We should know these things. That's why I've been trying to get a hold of him for about 4 or 5 days, but they say his number's disconnected already.
Yeah, they said it's disconnected. Hey, but check this out.
You see, he should make an effort to get a hold of me and explain to me,
¿Qué onda? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Ahora como yo sé, I'm not taking personally, but I'm just saying, pues es esto por el mono. I mean, yo dije que I don't like this guy at all, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So everybody say no, porque ya lo hicieron. What do you mean? What? I can't vote or what?
Yeah, well, they should have got at you, brother. See, that's wrong también. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Everybody's doing without everybody else knowing. And then, now it looks like it's a political thing, we're just going to bypass these bottles and... You understand where I'm coming from now?
I definitely understand what you're saying. Okay, but what's that, bro? I don't want to change the subject, pero ¿qué está pasando allá?
Allá arriba?
Yeah.
Nada, puro pinche mamadoras, ¿no? Check it out, bro.
Okay, see, I want somebody to tell me that's up there y que sabe lo que está pasando.
Okay, look at it. Remember all that that happened when they were all out there?
Yeah.
They were telling F everybody up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that happened because of that guy, right?
Yeah, Patita.
No, the other one. The one, Chook.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, he was driving that, right?
Yeah,
Now, he was driving under the guidance of Patitas.
yeah.
Okay, now Patitas did a lot of wrong, home.
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, so did I, home. Everybody read it. Okay, but here's the problem. Now you got a group of homies that are saying, well, that's wrong on principle, that's wrong, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay. Now all that's good and everything, but who's gonna do the work?
yeah,
Because you can't do that no more.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
I know.
And then if a vato kind of feels like, hey, you know what, man, there might be something there, I'm not gonna kick it with him.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So what I'm telling everybody right here is, look, all that sounds good and everything, orale, firme. The homie lost a lot of respect. That's the way I'm saying it.
Yeah,
Patitas, right?
yeah,
So right now, he just lost a lot of respect, and whenever happens, happens later on in the days, right?
okay.
Because who's telling when it's going to happen?
Hey, because watch out.
Yeah.
Because nosotros queremos hacer algo acá afuera para los canales adentro, right?
Right.
So everything we do, Patitas somehow says palabras and contradict everything we're doing.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You guys got to get together, and it's f***ing hard because some people are still listening to them.
Yeah,
You know? But watch out. I already ran to a couple of homies. I told them, look, man, just f***ing do what you guys got to do and focus on what you guys are doing, man. Later with all that up there, let that be handled up there, man, whenever it gets handled, you know? Because you got to have to focus because you're the ones that are tan afuera.
yeah, but see, that's what we're trying
And
to
if
do.
they keep sending palabra down here, this is what you do, bro, because I already told homies to do this también.
Yeah.
I told them, look, man, that you vatos are going to focus on what you got to focus on. And right now, we don't got time for the politics, man. We respect what you guys are saying, but some is because there's too many controversies, man.
Yeah, but see, that's what's coming down from over there. A lot of politics, is it?
That's all.
A lot of politics. See, and camaradas out here are getting hurt behind that.
Right, right.
You know, and plus that, hay un chingada de calentura con los placas.
I know it.
You know what I mean?
Because they're up on everything.
Because somebody over well, I'm not saying nothing, but it's, you know, there's too much shit coming from over there, giving orders and contradicting everything up here, and that's drawing too much shit to us, and we can't do nothing. I said we can't. Our hands are tied sometimes, isn't it?
No, that's why, like, when they get at you, tell them, hey, check it out, bro. You know, I'm focusing out here. I know what I got to do. But check it out. Let's leave that up there now because ain't nothing. You know what I mean? It's creating more than what it should be creating.
So there you have it, folks. That's Henry Indio Carlos speaking with Tati Torres about denying a potential member induction into the organization. He stands his ground, and he does so respectfully and diplomatically. He does it gracefully, right? And then he engages in a conversation with Tati about Patitas. That's Benjamin Topopitos. That was my crime partner, right? I caught a life without sentence with Benjamin when we assaulted and attempted to eliminate Salvador Mwamba Nostro. And Indio goes into the politics of Pelican Bay, right? About what can be done and time's coming. He says that they're going to eliminate Patitas or Topo when the time comes, right? They talk about him doing wrong, and they read the paperwork, and they talk about Chooks. That's Chuco Castro, Ernie Castro. And there was a mentality that we're out here and you're in there, so we run the streets and you got nothing coming, right? A lot of this caused a lot of internal friction, right? This was at a time when Pelican Bay was at war, right? And there were little cliques of brothers circumventing the induction process. This is exactly what Henry talks about here. So that is the latest and the greatest. Somebody in the comment section wanted something on Henry Indio Carlos. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this recording, as well as some of the background information when he attempted to eliminate Guate. I attempted to eliminate him. Guate ultimately getting whacked and put on disregard permanently with his entire family, all the Grajedas. Me dropping out. You know, there's an old proverb, Confucian proverb, that says that if you stand on the bank of the river long enough, you will see the bodies of your enemies and adversaries come floating by. And I think that Indio did that. He stood, planted his feet, and weathered the storm and prevailed. So again, he's up for parole today. I sure hope he gets it. I have no animosity towards the man. I think he's a fine individual in terms of Mexican mafia material. But the reality is that he has so much to overcome in terms of being reviewed by the BPH and getting past the governor's reversal panel. It's an impossible task for an active guy to get granted. It hasn't happened. I believe that it will happen at some point. I believe that actives will join together in a class action suit and file on the fact that just because they're validated, absent criminal activity, that they are it's prejudicial, right? But what the government asserts is that the confidential information, absent a conviction, is indicative of criminal activity, because the confidential information system in the California Department of Corrections is different from that in the court, right? And they're allowed to use it. So just food for thought. This is a bigger picture here, right? With that said, folks, this is another episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, share with a friend. But most importantly, hype the video. Hope you're enjoying this fire content we're dropping. Trying to bring it to you every day. Peace out, folks. Have a wonderful day. Be safe.
This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Uncensored.